Hello and welcome to The Ordeal. This is James Hodge, in case you couldn't tell by looking at the screen. Let's see what Mr. Hodge has to say.
No, we need to line up as a group along the edge of the Grand Canyon and all just collectively, just step off. We're done. I'm finished. We are now putting pumpkin spice onto Cheerios. Cheerios. That's it. We're done. That's a wrap. Game over, folks. Check out pumpkin pumpkin spice onto Cheerios.
Now, Mr. Hodge advertises himself as a stand-up comedian, so I think that he's trying to be funny in this clip. This is actually a full video for him on his YouTube channel. It's not funny, and it's all in your delivery, but the thing is he's not telling every human being that, time's up. We all have to commit collective suicide. We've gone too far. We're putting pumpkin spice on Cheerios. No. He's actually telling white people to collectively commit suicide. One of which he is. In case you didn't notice, he's blue eyes, white skin, light hair. What is left of his colored hair. Most of his hair looks like it's gone gray. So yeah, he's white, and he thinks that all of the white people in the world need to commit suicide. Their time has passed. See, right here in the video title. And then he has some laughing emojis and a thumbs up. Those laughing emojis are not white, right? They're people of color, so they can laugh at this, because he doesn't want white people laughing at this, because he's serious. He actually wants white people to die. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Mr. Comedian here thinks he's just so funny, but he has a serious problem with white people in general.
Hey, fellow white people, if you see a black or a brown person jogging, there's only one thing you need to do. Just one move. And that's throw them a simple wave. That's it. That's all you do.
Generally, when I'm exercising, which I've done a lot more than Mr. Hodge has done, I'm sure. So generally when I'm out exercising and I see a person of any color, of any race, however you want to break that down, I ignore them and mind my own business and make sure that I'm not impeding their ability to use the facilities, their right to use the facilities as it is defined. So yeah, I don't wave at people usually. If I want to be friendly, or if it's someone I know, yeah, I'll wave at those people. Otherwise, I don't wave at them. I don't give them a head nod or chin jut. None of that stuff. I let them live their lives and mind my own business.
You don't have to fucking get weird and creepy about it. You don't have to hit them with you don't have to go Queen of England, nothing. Just a simple wave. And if you're not into waving, throw them a sup. Like, that's it. That's your only move. What you don't do is fucking hunt them down and murder them in the streets like a fucking animal. That's not the move. Is deal with inner city violence and black on black crime. The black community needs to hold itself accountable. You. When is the white community going to start holding itself accountable for the bull that we pull? When are we going to start looking at each other being like, hey man?
So I know this statistic here that I pulled up is a few years old, but we all know this is how it works. If you don't know this is how it works, well, welcome to America. And even if this is off by quite a bit, I mean, you're looking at blacks being responsible for more than 5 times, as much violent crime as whites are. That is, blacks against whites versus whites against blacks. The thing is, you're listening to the media is lying to you. Nobody cares about white people being killed by black people. It's their right to do that, don't you know? Poor, oppressed minorities, they have no other course but to go out and kill the majorities. It's sad for me to see this sort of divide between the races, but it's just reality. We have to learn to live with it, and Mr. Hodge needs to accept the truth that this is the way that it is. And like I said, even if it's off by quite a bit, there's a lot of leeway here. And you also have to understand that the percentages of the population are much smaller in the United States. Black people. They make up a very small percentage of the population, yet they're committing 5 times as much violent crime as whites are, at least against members of the 2 races we're talking about. So, yeah, that is why the talking heads on the TV tell you this stuff. Okay? We don't need to check ourselves. It's the other way around. And yeah, everybody commits crimes. Every race is capable of committing crimes, but gotta look at the numbers. It's how the numbers play out.
The do you need all those guns for? Or hey, man.
So let me explain to you, Mr. Hodge, why it is that we need these guns. Well, let me put it to you this way. Actually, I'm not in the gun debate. It's something I avoid because I don't have the answers to the gun debate. I can see both sides of the argument. It's complicated, and I don't know where to stand. But I imagine that those in support of owning guns would appreciate this explanation. And it's a video explanation. So everybody look at your screen. If you're just listening to this, look at your screen. You need to see this. This is why people will tell you they need to own their guns. Notice here that some of them are showing a little bit of skin, and that skin is the skin of black people, on top of which their mannerisms and the way that they're dressed indicate that they're all actually black. This is a group of black men committing this crime, stealing dozens of weapons, and this is why white people, along with the statistic that I showed a minute ago, need to have guns to defend themselves. That's what they would say, right? The thing that stops a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun, is the argument that is bandied about quite a bit. I don't care what you look like. Like I've said many times, my wife is not the same race as me. However, you seem to have a problem with the white race. You seem to have a serious problem with the white race. You're a member of the white race, and you are married, and you have children. And I'm going to bet that your wife is white. Just based on the numbers. You're living in the United States. Odds are you married a white woman as a white man. You have children with this woman. Now, I don't know, you just say that you have, I don't know a lot about you, so you just say that you have children with this woman. Maybe you adopted those children. Maybe they were her children that you're taking care of. So maybe they're not white. But I'm gonna bet that they're your biological children. Yeah, unfortunately, we let people like this guy breed. So they're white kids. So you think that your white children, your white wife should just jump off the edge of the Grand Canyon? That's it. We're done. No more white people. Just commit suicide. Your children. Yeah. Hypocrite much?
You're not John McClane. This is not Die Hard. You do not have to pull that kind of You want to be like John McClane? Go rewatch Die Hard. First thing he did in that movie was made friends with a black person. How about trying that? How about making that your next move? But instead, we have a country full of people that look like me out here running around hunting people down the streets.
It does not matter what you look like. If you attack a person with a gun, if you violently attack somebody who has a gun, and you yourself don't have a gun, the odds are you're going to get shot.
Those guys aren't heroes. They're fat, redneck pussies.
Oh, you're not allowed to use that word, are you? You're one of those left-wing nut jobs that I complain about all the time. Although you claim you're not an SJW, all I hear are SJWs complaining about this incident. But you're not allowed to use that word as a derogatory term for a man in any way. The feminists are going to get you. Never mind the fact that that word is actually shorthand for the word pusillanimous. I'm sure you're not smart enough to know that that's the shorthand for pusillanimous, are you? You hypocritical redneck idiot.
the you need to strap up for to confront a potential bike stealer, whatever the it is you think that guy did? Like, how much of a pussy do you have to be to need to go two of you and get guns to ask a guy about whatever the it is you think he did? First off, it's none of your goddamn business. Second of all, why the did you need to go? What do you think, he's hiding the 38 special in his Adidas shorts? No, the dude was jogging. Mind your business. I'm tired of this.
Maybe you need to mind your business, Mr. Hodge. You don't know, you weren't there. Now they're trying to accuse the person who took the video. They're trying to claim that he blocked off Ahmad Arbery. No, there's no blocking off happening. I've seen the original video. I've seen it a few times. Can't find it on YouTube anymore. Good luck finding it on YouTube. They've taken it down because some people might find it offensive. No, they took it down because they know they're in the wrong and they don't want to hear about it. You look at the video, there's plenty of places for Mr. Arbery to go. He's not blocked off. He's not corralled. He can run to the left. He can run to the right. He can run straight ahead. He can turn around and run the other way. There's plenty of different ways he could go. Instead, he chooses to go to the person who has a gun and grab that gun and then start pummeling the man with the gun. What do you suppose is going to happen when you do that? I mean, if I had a gun and somebody came up to me and started punching me, that person's getting shot. It just it doesn't make any sense to me why this is so controversial. In California, this would be a problem. The shooters would be in trouble. In Georgia, it's a different story. I lived in Georgia for over 3 years. It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare there. I don't go back. I live in California now. It's not much better, honestly. There's a lot of problems here. It's like the Wild Wild West here. People think they can get away with any kind of behavior they want to, and there's no recourse. Maybe if we were allowed to carry guns a little bit more here in California, then people would mind their manners a bit better. I mean, I've gone to court, I think 5 times living in California. I've never gone to court before, and I've gone 5 times living in California. This is ridiculous. The judges here, they don't even. I mean, you could present all the evidence in the world. You could present this video to them, and they would be the same situation. Oh, looks like, well, you shot the guy, so you're wrong. We're not going to put you in prison because you're only a little bit wrong, but you shot him, so you're the one who's wrong. Like, you kidding me? He attacked them. I don't know the whole situation. I was not there. Should these guys have been out looking for Ahmad Arbery, trying to corral him for the police? Should they have been doing that? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe they should have left it entirely up to the police. Maybe this has been an ongoing situation and they're like, the police can't catch these guys. Well, we can maybe do something about it. Let's go and see if we can corral him. Let's see if we can stop him. They were not out looking to shoot somebody. They were out trying to defend themselves while at the same time stopping this guy so that he could be prosecuted. He could be held accountable for his misdeeds. They had the weapons there because they didn't know how dangerous this guy is. It only makes good sense. If I'm going to go out and I'm going to confront somebody and be like, hey, you need to stop because law enforcement is coming to get you. They had already called the police, so we knew what was going on. They had stopped, so law enforcement is coming to get you. Don't go anywhere. We got the guns, so don't attack us. And he is going to keep running away. That's what he should have done. I've seen more than one video of Mr. Arbery. He has an attitude problem. He thinks he's better than other people, and I get it. He's probably been harassed quite a bit in his life. He's been through an ordeal, and so have I. That's why my channel is called An Ordeal. Believe you me, I could go on and on and on about the mistreatment I've received, and I don't go around trying to break the law to get better. And if I do that, I'm going to accept the consequences of those actions. Mr. Arbery seems to think he's like Superman. He's bulletproof and he's super strong. You can see him. They find the videos on the internet. They're not that hard to find. Standing up to the police, yelling at the police, cussing out the police, being aggressive with police because he thinks that he's bulletproof. I mean, why would you behave that way unless you thought you were stronger, tougher than the people you were dealing with? You know, throwing a punch at somebody most of the time isn't going to do that much. This guy hauled off on him, hit him a bunch of times, and he still ended up getting shot. Now there are times when a good punch does a lot of damage to somebody. It does happen. Here's an example. This is the exception, though, not the rule. Usually, punching somebody, even if you knock them down, it's not that damaging to them. I remember was I a sophomore? I think I was a sophomore in high school, maybe a freshman. And like I've said many times, I'm small. I'm not a big dude. When I was a freshman in high school, I weighed 95 pounds. I think I was a sophomore and I weighed 95 pounds. And this dude he was a year older than me, a year ahead of me, and a lot bigger than me. Big dude. Hauled off, punched me 3 or 4 times, right in the side of the face. Boom, 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 boom. Didn't even really notice it. But back to my point about these guys have to defend themselves as they're going to be confronting somebody who's engaging in criminal behavior. Look, there was a, a documentary I saw years ago. Now maybe you can find it on the internet. An elderly woman, I think in her 80s. In her 80s, she lived alone in her house. Some stranger breaks into her house and forcibly penetrates her, once in the front and once in the back, against her will. Now, this woman lived about a block from one of her children. I don't know if it was a daughter or a son. The rapist fell asleep. She sneaks out of her house, goes over to her child's house. A married couple. I don't remember which one was her child, but she tells them what happens. They call the police. The husband then takes his shotgun and goes to grandma's house. What's he doing there with his shotgun? Oh my gosh, is he going to go there to kill this guy? Vigilante justice? He has every right to, in my opinion, for an act like that. You don't deserve life anymore. But that's not what he was doing. What he was doing was making sure the guy did not get away. He didn't wake the guy up. He was quiet. He didn't confront the guy. He just had the weapon there for his own safety in case the guy did wake up and go, "Who the hell are you? I'm going to kill you." "No, I got a gun." "Are you going to kill me now?" This this is what guns are for. They're for defense. I lived with a guy. And you started on this guy, man. Oh my God, this guy, freaking jackass. I can't even begin to describe to you the level of selfishness involved in this individual. But he's a former cop, and yeah, he had somebody accidentally break into his house, and he pulled the gun on him. That's what guns are for. He didn't shoot the guy, but he pulled the gun, and he's like, "Okay, what are you doing?" You know, guns are there to make sure that you don't get hurt. I mean, obviously they're used for other things, but they're supposed to be for defense. We're supposed to be able to form a militia. That's what the Second Amendment says. Personal defense is what guns are for. Now they're not always used that way, but that's what they're for. And these guys going out to confront this Arbery guy, like I said, maybe they shouldn't have been there. Maybe they shouldn't have been doing that. I don't know the whole situation, but if somebody is harassing you and they have a gun, guess what you can do? You can call the police and go, "Hey, look, these guys are threatening me with a deadly weapon." The law is very clear about this. If you have a deadly weapon in your possession and you are threatening somebody, guess what happens when the police show up? You get in big trouble. That's highly illegal. So Aubrey just had to do that. I mean, he doesn't have a cell phone? Who doesn't have a cell phone today? I know there are people who don't, so maybe he doesn't, but I doubt it. And he was not boxed in. He was not blocked off. He could have run in any different direction. And he chose to run right at the guy with the gun and grab that guy and punch that guy. But this is just another example of how a white man is evil, white man is bad. I'm the evil perpetrator. I don't do anything good. I mean, never mind that white people have invented cars, planes, trains, space travel, cell phones, a personal computer, air conditioning, antibiotics, vaccinations. We didn't do anything good. Yeah, white people don't want to live in the harmony with nature as much as other races do. They want to change things. Got to go and adjust things to make us feel better, more comfortable. That's the way that we approach life. More so than probably any other group. Maybe not more so than Jewish communities, but it seems like, aside from that, more so than any other group. I don't know what to tell you other than that's how we are. We want to adjust things and push things and move things and change things. And that leads to some bad things happening, yeah. And that bad thing is global warming, these environmental catastrophes that we're dealing with. And there are people out there who deny this, who think it's not a big deal. These things, either they're not happening, or if they are happening, it's nothing major, or if it is something major, it's not our doing. But the evidence is there. The evidence, there's so much of it. We have a gripe about white people regarding that. That due to the way that white people have influenced the world with our inventions, we're destroying Mother Nature. We're going to make the earth uninhabitable. You could argue that. No problem arguing that. I get it. But aside from that, white people are not different, not better, not worse than anybody else. They're just people. So stop accusing me of everything that every white person does. And this has been said a million times. What if it were the other way around? Oh, look, it was a white man who ran at a black man with a gun and got shot. Oh, it's about time. Serves him right. That's right. You go. Get Whitey. Get him. It's so stupid. It's racism, and this guy should be punished. This James Hodge guy should be punished for committing racism on YouTube. That's against the rules. YouTube probably won't do anything about it. So, anyway, thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.